Imagine standing at night on a quiet hill, looking up at the dark sky, and after a short while you notice the first soft glow behind the horizon. The sun begins to rise, climbing upward surprisingly fast, and the night slowly turns into day. Have you ever wondered why night turns into day, why summer eventually gives way to autumn and then winter, why some places on Earth are almost always warm while others seem locked in eternal cold? Let's try to answer these questions together in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that, and now let's begin. To understand all of this, we need to look at Earth from a different point of view. Let's zoom out several thousand kilometers and see it the way astronauts usually see it from space. From this distance, Earth appears as a giant sphere suspended in the dark, and it never stands still. It is always moving. It spins smoothly in a circle, and this spinning motion is called Earth's rotation. It takes about 24 hours, more precisely, 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.1 seconds, for Earth to complete one full turn. This single rotation is what gives us day and night. When one side of Earth faces the sun, it becomes bright and warm because sunlight reaches it directly, and people who live there call that time of day. But the side turned away from the sun falls into darkness, and the people living there experience night. That's why, for example, when it is daytime in the United States, it is nighttime in China, and the opposite is true 12 hours later. This steady, continuous rotation acts as our natural clock, constantly exchanging day for night and night for day. However, rotation alone does not explain the larger changes we experience throughout the year, such as winter, spring, summer, and autumn. To understand this part, Earth has another important movement. Let's zoom out even further to see it clearly. While Earth spins around its own axis, it also moves around the Sun in a wide, almost circular orbit. This journey takes about 365 days, which we call a year. And here is where things become especially interesting. During this long journey, Earth is not standing upright. Instead, it is tilted, leaning about 23.5 degrees to one side. This tilt does not wobble back and forth during the year, it keeps the same direction as Earth travels around the Sun. Because of this unchanging tilt, different parts of Earth receive different amounts of sunlight at different times of the year, and that is exactly what creates our seasons. To understand how this works, imagine Earth in June. During this time of the year, the northern hemisphere, the upper half of the planet, is tilted toward the sun. Because of this tilt, sunlight strikes northern regions more directly every day, making the sunlight stronger and more concentrated. Days become longer, the sun climbs higher in the sky, and temperatures rise. For the northern hemisphere, this season is summer. Meanwhile, the southern hemisphere tilts slightly away from the sun, receiving weaker sunlight, shorter days, and cooler temperatures. For people living there, it is winter. The same situation repeats 6 months later, when Earth moves to the opposite side of its orbit and the southern hemisphere tilts toward the sun. Then the south enjoys long, bright summer days while the north enters shorter, colder winter days. Between these two extremes, when neither hemisphere leans strongly toward or away from the sun, we experience spring and autumn, two gentle transitional seasons when temperatures become milder, daylight slowly changes, and nature shifts from growth to rest or from rest to growth. But this tilt has little effect on the equator. The equator is an imaginary line that circles around the middle of Earth, and it remains warm throughout the year. Countries near the equator receive sunlight almost directly every day, no matter where Earth is in its orbit. Because of this constant, focused sunlight, temperatures there remain mostly stable and warm year-round. In contrast, the poles receive sunlight at extremely low angles, even in summer. Sunlight spreads out weakly across these regions, and in winter they may receive no sunlight at all for months. This is why the North Pole and South Pole are among the coldest places on our planet and why their seasons feel so extreme compared to the rest of the world. We experience everything, from sunrises and sunsets to hot afternoons and cool mornings, from blooming spring flowers to falling autumn leaves, because of this graceful cosmic dance that Earth performs in space. Its steady rotation, its gentle tilt, and its long orbit around the sun create the rhythm of hours and the changing moods of the seasons. Our planet has followed these same patterns for billions of years, shaping life, guiding nature, and giving us the predictable flow of time in which we live every single day. Follow for more interesting facts.